Alright everybody, welcome to another CryptoK video. Today I'm going to talk to you about Hashzone. This is another cloud mining service I've been evaluating. I've had a little time to do research. I've been testing out their service for the last 4 or 5 days. So I want to share my results of all that and give you guys, I think, all the information you would need to decide whether you want to invest in Hashzone or not. We're going to cover things like where they are, what kind of company they are, their social media activity. We'll talk about their pricing, the fees, how withdrawals work. I'll even do a live withdrawal at the end here. So stick around for the whole video, how to pay, and other information. I'll show you their account and of my results so far. So let's get started. Taking a look at their homepage. It's a nice looking homepage, a lot of information on here. One of the things you'll see in other people's videos is analysis of this picture right here. So there is a little controversy on this picture they have on their page. So you can see the watermark here says Hashzone Amsterdam facility. So they are claiming that this is their facility. But if you do a reverse Google image search, you can actually find this picture, the reverse image of it here on this site, which is Blocktree. Site, and Blocktree, what they are is they're a case manufacturer. They make all the cases for these amp miners that are in this picture. So it's really, they're advertising their cases. And they have some other pictures of this same facility on their site, to advertise their products. So people are saying, oh, it's a scam, but if you think about it, I'm not necessarily sure this is definitely proves they're a scam or not, this one picture. And the reason being is, Blocktree makes these cases, but it's certainly possible that Hashzone bought a whole bunch of these cases for their amp miners and stuff. And then Blocktree did the installation, I'm sure. And they're using Hashzone's, and Blocktree may be using Hashzone's mining farm on their site to advertise their cases. So that's me theorizing, and doesn't necessarily mean that's true. It's just I don't think the one picture being from Blocktree proves that Hashzone is a scam. It could be that this is Hashzone's miners in Blocktree's cases, so they're advertising them on both sites. They do claim, they have a collaboration with Bitmain Technologies. I don't know what that means exactly, other than that they buy Bitmain's miners. Is that their collaboration? That's pretty much what every mining company does then. They buy most of their mining. Bitmain's the biggest mining manufacturer in the world. So a lot of these mining companies use their products, which does that make them a collaborator? I don't know. So for me, this is neither a positive nor negative. It's just whatever. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of their page, you'll see they have the address of their office, and you can see here this is what it is. If you Google if you search on Google Maps, and they actually have Street View, this is in Amsterdam, and it's just a plain warehouse. This picture on Google Maps is from June 2017, so it may be a little outdated, but it's feasible that it could be in this warehouse, or they could have just picked some random warehouse address off the internet and posted on their site too. So again, I don't think that proves anything, but it's not a positive or a negative. So another thing at the bottom of the site, you can take a look at yourself, is a link to their Twitter page. So let's go there now. And you can see they are fairly active on Twitter. Last post from several days back. Talking about, actually this is brand new since I started making this video. Registration system is down. We're working to fix it. It can take up to 7 hours to be resolved. So there's other similar maintenance information out there. They're pretty good about communicating when they're having issues, and they also talked about new features. So they just started the reinvesting feature. So all things to consider. They're not super active like some of the other ones, but they are active enough. So that's good that they actually are active on social media and keep people informed. So what else do we want to look at on the page before we dig into their site? Pricing. So their pricing is pretty good. It's certainly far cheaper than a lot of the other sites out there. Like if you're a Hashflare user, that's way cheaper than Hashflare, which is $220 $220 per terahash, and you can see on this page it works out to, for SHA-256 mining, it is $130 per terahash, so it's far cheaper. It's also open-ended contracts, so that's very nice. That, you know, open-ended doesn't necessarily mean forever. It just means that the contract will go on until it is no longer profitable. Which means if your mining can't cover the fees, then you will get nothing, and they have the option of ending your contract if you're getting zero payouts. So that's something to keep in mind. That's how all open-ended contracts work. So it's neither positive nor negative. Other than that, you know, sites like Hashflare, they're all one-year contracts. This one at least has the potential of going on past a year, depending on what happens with the price and difficulty of Bitcoin. So all things to consider there. I did run the numbers. I'm not going to make this a numbers video, but you're welcome to run the numbers yourself. But SHA-256 and script mining both have fees. Ethereum and Equihash mining have no fee, but they're only one-year contracts. You can see the prices here. I did all the numbers, and it's still, even with the fees at today's prices, which Bitcoin is you know, averaging around $11,000 today on January 27th, 2018. SHA-256 mining is still the most profitable, even with the fees. So I'll save you a little headache. Just go with the 256 mining if you're signing up around this date. What else do we want to look at? I think that's about it before we start going into the dashboard. So let me go ahead and show you what my account looks like. Here we are on my dashboard. You can see I signed up on January 23rd. It's been 4 or 5 days now, and these have been my payouts. Interesting that the you know, the number of Bitcoin, it's paid out in Bitcoin, not dollars. So it's something just similar to a lot of other sites like Hashflare. So, you know, as the price of Bitcoin fluctuates, the value of these Bitcoins will change, but the number of Bitcoins you have in your wallet won't change. It'll only continue to go up as long as you don't withdraw. But how they pay out, you know, you can see the amount of Bitcoin I've been getting fluctuated. It seems to go for the same for 2 days-ish, and then it changes. So they're evaluating every day or two the value, it looks like, or at least adjusting according to my account anyway. It actually, so the price went up for Bitcoin recently, so you can see the number of Bitcoin I received went down for my 1.02 terahash contract. So that's fine. That's pretty much how Hashflare works also, so it's not unusual, but just something to consider. So if the price of Bitcoin skyrockets, the number of Bitcoin you'll get in your Bitcoin wallet here will go down. So definitely something to keep in mind, though. Just like, but like I said, not uncommon in this world. So let's take a look at a little bit more detail on my account. So if we go to my account records here, you can see all these canceled and expired invoices was just me playing around with the payment system before when I purchased it. So you can see, though, I did actually buy a 1 terahash hash power for $130, but I got a bonus 20 gigahash on that, so that's why I have a 1.02. They are giving a free 20 gigahash with any account, so even if you don't buy anything, it's still worth signing up just to get the 20 gigahash. So because why not? It's free. And then you can see here. Let's take a look at some of these numbers. So these are exact numbers of my payout and my mining fee. They do it very similar to Hashflare. Hashflare does the same kind of data on their site. So if we look at this last payment from yesterday, and I'm using Preve, you can see my yesterday's payment was $1.14 or so, and then the fee out of my $1.14 was 32 cents. So they advertise that it's 29 cents per terahash, but similar to Hashflare, that seems to fluctuate. I think that's an average. Sometimes it's higher, maybe sometimes it's less. But it's definitely something to consider when looking at this. That's a good chunk of my daily amount. So because the price of Bitcoin is so low right now, that's 25-30% of my daily payment is going to fees. But on the flip side of that, if you're on the boat that thinks that Bitcoin price is going to go up, then that mining fee will be a smaller and smaller percent of your payout every day. So all things to consider when signing up with Hashzone. Very similar to Hashflare, I think. It's just cheaper. What else do we want to look at? So my experience signing up was pretty straightforward. Something to keep in mind, I always tell people to pay any other way besides Bitcoin because of the fees. I did pay with Litecoin again on this site to get my account going. You can do the same thing, and they have the slider, which I like. Kind of pick your algorithm, pick your exact amount. They tell you the fees right here on the page. 29 cents. Works out about 29 cents per terahash. And once you do your order, I'll click it here so you can see. You actually have an option of a lot of altcoins to pay with. The default is Bitcoin, and you're certainly welcome to do that. But you also have the option of 50 plus altcoins for payment, and here they all are. So here's Digibyte, and here there's Dogecoin, there's Fun. There's a lot of interesting altcoin choices in here, plus the usuals like Dash, Ethereum, Litecoin, Zcash. So there's a pretty much if you have coins in any type of altcoin, you can pay for hashing power. So that's a unique feature of Hashzone. I haven't seen this many options on any cloud mining site before. So another thing for you to consider. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this though, because I'm not going to actually buy some right now. What else do we wanted to cover? So let's take a look at their support page. There's a few things in the FAQ that you should definitely read through the entire FAQ, but I'm going to point out a couple of highlights here. When will my withdrawal be processed? Withdrawals are processed manually. It can take up to 24 hours, and I am going to do a withdrawal at the end of this video in just a minute. What is the minimum withdrawal amount? For Bitcoin, it's 0.0001 Bitcoin. It's very low minimum withdrawal, but that's kind of nice. And they do it every day, so that's also very nice. Let's see. Where's your mining facility located? They won't tell you, basically. It's in the Netherlands somewhere. But it could be that address they have on their main page. It could be not. Who knows? And what is the maintenance fees? Another thing you should look at. It's only 2 SHA-256 in script, true, but those are also open-ended contracts, and the other 2 contracts are no maintenance fee, but they're only a year. How frequently I receive my payouts? You only receive them once they've eaten a certain quantity. Minimum payouts are set to order. So if you have a really tiny account, like maybe just a free 20 gigahash that you can start with for free, you may not see a payment every day. So just keep that in mind. And what does open-ended contract mean? As long as it's profitable, they will keep the contract going. In the event the contract becomes unprofitable, the resulting daily payout would be 0. So keep that in mind. And I think that's it. So let's go back to my dashboard and do a quick withdrawal. You can see I don't have a whole lot in here. Actually, let's see how much this is at the moment, so we can evaluate. It's $3.60. That's not a whole lot for 4 days of mining, but with 1 terahash, those fees are really killing me right now because of the low price of Bitcoin. But it's enough to do a withdrawal, so let's test that out. Let me grab my Bitcoin wallet address here. And make sure that's right. That is right. Withdraw. Success. Your Bitcoin withdrawal has been created. Please allow 24 hours to receive funds. Let's take a look. See if it registered. There it is. That's my wallet address. And processing. So I'll follow up on this video in the comments once this processes and let you guys know if there was any issues. And one of the things I'll be looking for to make sure this exact amount transferred from Hashzone to my wallet. I'll be curious if it's the exact amount, or if the fees for the Bitcoin transfer actually come out of my payment or not. So that's something I want to be looking for. So we'll see. And I'll, like I said, keep an eye out on the comments, and I'll in a day or so I'll update the comments and let you guys know. So that's basically it. If you've found this video helpful, please subscribe and like. I will continue to provide updates on Hashzone occasionally as things change. Whether the question to invest or not, I still consider all these sites high risk. It's certainly a viable option, I feel like, for a diversified portfolio on mining. I don't put all my mining into one site. I spread them out. So all my funds are kind of, when I get profit from some other investments, I like to lock them into mining sites. But I do have 3 or 4 different mining sites that I have my investments spread out into. So if any one of them goes down, it's minimal. When any one of them disappears, it's minimal impact to my portfolio. So that's something I recommend doing. Instead of putting all your eggs in one basket, spread it out a little bit. But that's basically it. If you guys have any other questions or concerns or any information, feel free to leave those questions in the comments. I do try to stay active in the comments and answer people's questions. And give my opinion on anybody's thoughts on these solutions in the comments. So feel free to talk to me in there, and stay safe out there.